What's up guys, it's me, it's Key, and I'm back with another video. Now today I'll be starting a series on who the strongest people are in the Invincible universe. And we're starting off with Robot, aka What's Consent? Now in this series I'll be talking about massive comic book spoilers as well as showing pictures, so if you're trying to follow along with the show and don't want it to be spoiled, now will be the time to leave. And also I would avoid the comment section as well. So let's start with a brief summary of who Robot is. His name is Rudolph Connors, and he's a 30-year-old genius that basically lives in a fucking test tube thing until he steals the DNA of Rexplode to make a clone of himself so he can slide on Monster Girl. Now I want you guys to realize something that I originally overlooked about my nigga Robot until I read the comic, and it's the fact that he's not a robot at all. This nigga is so fucking smart that he can really pass as a robot though. Now let's talk about the first thing that makes Robot dangerous, which is prep time. And I know you niggas love to talk about prep time when it comes to fights, and this nigga Robot is so fucking smart that he can make a plan and prep through damn near any situation, and he doesn't even seem to take that long to plan either. But when he does have time on his hands, this nigga is dangerous, bruh, especially when he knows he can take his time so everything can go perfectly. We get to see a great example of this when Monster Girl and Robot go to the Flaxen dimension. Once they realize they are the only ones to go through the portal, Robot says they should surrender, and in the next panel we see Robot trying to learn their language. Fast forward a period of time and we find out that Robot had a plan to try to overthrow the Flaxens, which fails, but that was a part of Robot's plan. And since the Flaxens are a warrior race who go to other dimensions to take over and capture slaves, he knew that when it failed, it would result in them being turned into slaves to rebuild the civilization that Omni-Man destroyed when he was on the planet. Robot also knew that eventually they would see progress and it will start to be taken seriously, and the slaves that are taken will be given to Robot and Monster Girl to help rebuild, and that those slaves will eventually outnumber the soldiers guarding them, which Robot will use to overthrow the guards to gain control of the city they built. They then built alliances with other rebel groups and go to war, and that led to my nigga Robot ruling the fucking world. Now for the niggas who haven't read the comics but are still here, I'm sure you're gonna say, oh, well those are just Flaxens, they don't have powers. Well nigga, I'm about to get to that part right fucking now. So the next thing that makes Robot extremely powerful is his drones. And it's not just the regular drones that we see in the show either, but I will show those drones very soon so you'll know exactly what I mean. So yeah, you know how I said there were spoilers in this video? Well, the ones that I already talked about, those weren't that bad. But this shit I'm about to talk about right now, these are massive spoilers. Like this shit right here is about to get crazy. So now we're getting into what I like to call the Robot arc, and basically Robot starts taking over the world type shit. Like pretty much he wants to do to Earth what he did to the Flaxen planet, and Robot knows that most of the heroes will not allow him to do so. So he has a plan for all the heroes he will take out and how he will do it. Now if it feels like I'm skipping around a lot, I am, because I'm not talking about things that are happening in the background that doesn't involve Robot and fighting, to minimize as many spoilers as I can, even though I'm pretty sure me and you both know this whole fucking video is a big ass spoiler. But moving on, in issue 108 we see Mark and Robot go into an alternate Invincibles dimension to try and retrieve Angstrom Levy, who is another villain in the comic. But Robot finesses these niggas and kills the alternate Invincible by exploiting their weakness, which is their equilibrium, and shooting an explosive into his mouth. He then cuts off the head of Angstrom Levy and traps Mark in that dimension. And yes nigga, Robot killed the alternate Invincible. Yes, Robot killed a Viltrumite, and not a weak one either. This version of Mark literally took over the planet and the Viltrum Empire, and I'm pretty sure that there is a version of Thrag in this dimension, so for him to take over the Empire would suggest that this Invincible killed Thrag for the throne. I could be wrong about the Thrag part, but I'm pretty sure you guys will let me know in the comment section down below if I am. So after some time, Invincible finds a way back to his dimension, and when he tries to tell Cecil about Robot, this nigga Robot completely violates the fuck out of Cecil and curb stomps this nigga on some Gears of War shit. Mark fights through his equilibrium weakness and destroys Robot's drone. Robot then tells Mark to meet him at his house, and when he gets there, Robot is waiting for him, talking to Eve in an upgraded drone that gives off a frequency that hurts Mark when hit. Mark fights through this, and Robot tells Mark that the harder he gets hit, the more damage it will do to him and could possibly kill him. Eve asks why Robot is doing this, and Robot rips off her fucking leg and tells her to shut up. Bro, this nigga Robot is a fucking savage, bro. Eve destroys the drone's head. Then Mark grabs Eve and flies away to take her to a hospital as Robot blows up the house. Okay, so fast forward a little bit and Robot is now in full swing. Shit about to get fucking crazy. Robot sends out hella drones to pull up on superheroes around the world that he knows will never allow him to take over, even if he does have the greater good in mind. We first see Robot pull up on Donald, who is 99% Robot in the comic, and at the same time he goes to Black Samson's barbershop and claps this nigga. Pause. After that, he starts talking to Monster Girl and telling her how he wants to do to Earth what he did for the Flaxen planet. Now, while he's talking to Monster Girl, he's simultaneously fighting a superhero group who I think is Capes Incorporated. Now, after seeing this fight, I'm very curious as to who the fuck this nigga Kid Thor is. Like, he's actually kind of interesting. So, Robot blows off the hand of Kid Thor, which kills him, and Knockout walks up and she puts the hammer into his other hand, which revives him. She starts crying tears of joy and then instantly gets her head blown the fuck off, and Kid Thor tries to attack Robot, and Robot destroys the hammer, which permanently kills Kid Thor. And don't forget, Robot is doing this while having a whole conversation with Monster Girl. And on top of that, he only sent one drone to fight that team, and won. So when Monster Girl doesn't side with him, Rex tries to kill her, but she is saved by Anissa. Robot continues his attack, and we see something very interesting. We see Robot attacking Immortal and Duplicate. They manage to get away, but Immortal is missing an arm and flying away looking scared like a bitch. So eventually, some of the superheroes that escape gather together in hiding to try and make a plan on what they're going to do. But because Bulletproof is a fucking snitch, Robot gets to drop on all these niggas. And I want to quickly point out that Robot easily takes out a speedster named Outrun. And I don't know if she's as fast as Red Rush, but she is a speedster. And that makes me wonder if this was Red Rush, would it have turned out any differently? Okay, so back to Robot. He basically takes over, and all the superheroes that survived work for him whether they want to or not. Okay, so now some time passes and we fast forward to after the Viltrumite War. Mark gathers some of the remaining heroes that are willing to try and overthrow Rex, along with hundreds, if not thousands, of half-breed Viltrumites to fight Rex. Now, Rex has captured the children of some Viltrumites and is using that to manipulate them into fighting against Mark and the rest of the heroes. Mark tells them that they will save their kids and to play along. So they do that, and we get to see an all-out war with Robot's drones versus Invincible, Hella Heroes, and Viltrumites. And Robot is really giving them trouble until Monster Girl figures out which drone Robot is in. And Invincible grabs him, flies him into space, and after talking for a while, Mark impales Robot through the chest and lets him live through his brain in order to help Immortal make decisions, since Immortal will replace him. Now, with all of that said, I think that Robot is definitely one of the strongest characters in Invincible. We see him fight a lot of heroes, including Invincible, which in most cases he comes out on top. He even made their speedster at the time look like dog shit because of how easily he took her out. Twice. Robot is just a crazy ass character, man. And if you give him prep time, I think he is the most dangerous person ever. No matter who you compare him to, even outside of the Invincible universe, I think Robot with prep time is the strongest character out of all characters that you mainly consider for prep time, including Batman, nigga. Honestly, if you were to replace Omni-Man with Robot, I think Omni-Man could probably take out the Guardians of the Globe just as easily. That's how strong I think he is. Robot easily deals with Outrun, which, once again, there is no way for us to know if she is as fast as Red Rush, but she is still a speedster, so I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt and assume that she is. Robot also blew Immortal's arm off when he attacked him in Duplicate and had him shitting himself when they escaped. So I think 1v1 Robot stomps Immortal. Robot also killed another Martian very easily, so I don't think Martian Man will be much trouble. Also, I think Robot shits on Darkwing. Like, come on now, let's be real. I also think Robot will easily kill Fish Nigga. Now, Green Ghost could be a problem if he or she is on top of their game and phases the drones into the ground. But if Robot has multiple drones, he can kill her when she goes to phase a drone into the ground, since she has to unphase and touch what she wants to phase with her to do that. Now, I'm guessing War Woman is as durable as Immortal, but we can't really confirm this in the comic because we don't see her to know how durable she is. But in the show, she gets her shit rocked a couple times by Omni-Man and keeps fighting through. up until the end. So I think that Robot would beat her at the same level of difficulty as Immortal. And if he is already dead, she has absolutely zero fucking chance of survival since she will have multiple drones to deal with. So guys, that's gonna cap off this video, and once again I want to make this a series and talk about some of the characters I think are the most OP in the Invincible universe. And if you guys want to see more of these type videos, let me know in the comment section down below. And also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's the same as my YouTube, just with the underscore in the middle instead of a dash. Also, I have a Discord link in the description below if you want to get video and stream updates and chat with the gang. Love y'all. Peace. Deuces. Peace out, nigga. Fuck a nigga talk about, nigga. Fuck the bitch ass nigga talk about, nigga. Bitch up. Yeah, ain't none of that shit getting in the video.